Hello and welcome to a Not So Awesome review. And today we're looking at the Transformers Studio Series Optimus Prime. This Optimus version is based off his look in Revenge of the Fallen, though based off how he looked in the beginning of the movie. Not that he looked different at the end of the movie, just he had all that armor on him from what was it, Jetfire? I don't actually remember. But yeah, so getting on with this review, first thing I want to note, because a lot of people are probably going to notice this, and it might be a turnoff for some, might not matter for others. Just keep in mind, these are meant to scale with each other. You know, every other figure in the studio line, not every other generation figure. But he is definitely, for a Voyager class, small. As you can see here, I have the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime, and he's just I mean, he's not as long. I'll give him that, but he's definitely way bigger than this guy. So yeah, this guy is a little bit small. You know, this version of Optimus here is small, but he does fit in nice with the other figures, and I will do size comparisons in a little bit for that. But you know, aside from him being a little bit smaller than I guess what most people would expect for a Voyager, he's really, really nice looking. I mean, the detail on the figure, let's just get on with that first, because the detail on it is really nice, down to the little rivets around the doors and everything. You know, the flame decal effect on it all around, you know, is painted nicely. I don't really see any paint errors, any mispaint or nothing going on there. The front of it looks nice. Every little aspect and detail of it is actually really, really nice. I mean, I gotta hand it to them. This figure looks amazing in its alt mode here, and if it wasn't for the fact that I really like his regular robot mode, whatever you want to call it, a lot more, I would actually keep him like this. But yeah, you can see he does have storage for his two blades back here. If you don't like them on there, you can take them off. It's not a big deal. You can see his feet are actually part of his truck bed right there. His wheels look nice. They have the caps on them, unlike Stinger. Which, yes, I'm going to bring this up every time. Just know that. That's not how you do tires. That's how you get lazy and make it look like, I don't know, dollar store McDonald's tires. This is how you do tires. I like this a lot better. Thankfully, that's the only figure I've seen do those tires, but still, I'm going to bring that up just because it honestly bugs me that much. But yeah, you can see here they have the little steps going up to the door up there. You know, all these random pieces. I don't know if this should be pushed forward or pushed back, honestly. If they go forward, then they go over there. If they push back, they go over there. I don't know. I would assume they go forward because of the door, but I'm pushing them back because you can see the little excess plastic there. So I'm not actually 100% sure on that, but I just want to put that out there. You can see the little door back here, the window. Just every little thing on this thing is so nice looking. We have like a metallic-y blue going on for a good part of it. I want to say almost all the way through. The paint on it is actually really, really nice. Uh, they definitely, you know, for it being Optimus Prime, you can tell they wanted to make him look and as good as they could, and they did a great job with it. I really do like this alt mode. It is really nice. It rolls pretty well. I mean, it almost feels like it's not level. I'm sure I can mess with it and make it so that, you know, everything is touching the ground. Could just be a little bit wobbly or something, but aside from that, it does roll. So for those of you who love rolling your Transformers around, there you go. But anyways, let's get this guy transformed and then move on to some, you know, articulation and comparisons. One note, and I've said this in some of my videos, I don't show the transformations, and it's not, don't get mad at me for not doing it. It's just that you'll get mad at me watching me trying to transform, because even if I've done it like 5 times, I don't know what it is with Transformers and me. I can't do it smoothly, especially on camera. So I apologize for anybody who is looking to find out how you transform him if you're stuck or something. If you have any questions on that, you know, you can always leave a comment and I will try to help you. But for the most part, I suck at transforming these. I don't know why, even with the instructions that should have words, by the way. But yeah, let's just move on to his transformed version. So here we have Optimus fully transformed, and I gotta say, I really, really do like this figure. Not just in articulation, but in detail wise. I mean, just the amount of just like little little aspects of detail on him is just so amazing. All the work on him, all of the little line work and everything going throughout his body look really, really well. He does have a little bit of if you want to call it backpack going on, but it's very small, barely counts for anything if you ask me. Only way to have gone rid of that a little bit more was to just make that fold over, but I don't care. I think it looks good nonetheless. You can see here he does have both of his weapons attached to his hands, which I actually don't know for sure which way he's supposed to hold these. Um, this way seems to make more sense, so I have the peg going through the bottom. But just a quick look, and yeah, his hand does pop off pretty easily, but it slides back into that joint. So, yeah, quick look at the weapon here. Let me turn this light on. You guys can see all of the work, the little symbol right there. It's a nice see-through color, and the detail is all the way through on both sides, which is really nice. And if you don't want him holding them, you don't want to lose them, you can just, let's focus here. You can just attach this right back on to his back, right there. We can take this one, which I'm wondering. Yep, no, actually, I did it without taking his arm off. I honestly thought his little hand was gonna come off with it. You just attach that there, and yeah, it holds his weapons pretty good. So if you don't want him holding them, but you don't want to lose them, don't want to put them in the box for whatever reason, there you go. And yeah, so if he leans forward too much or too back, he does get a little bit weak. I will say that. But for the most part, you balance him out. Really simple. It's not actually hard to do at all. And he stands really well. He is a really, like I said, the detail on him is really nice. I think it came out really good. It looks like Optimus Prime, and I love it. I have nothing to complain about in the sculpt work. I think it is almost perfect. The wheels, the way they look and everything, they do spin freely, all the way through his back and everything. Like I said, the flame on his arms, the legs being done the way they are, this whole front piece of his chest and everything, all the detail on there is really, really nice, and I really do like the figure. And articulation wise, I think he's amazing. Honestly, I might like him better than Bumblebee, because Bumblebee had some really nice articulation. I mentioned my biggest complaint on him was the fact that his wrist didn't rotate, but Optimus's wrists here do rotate. My only complaint with him would be that his elbow joint doesn't go in a little bit more. If it went in just a little bit more, I think it would have been the cherry on top of this awesome figure. But aside from that, I think he's honestly one of my favorite figures, Transformers. Period. Is he better than the MP10 Optimus? Probably not, because that guy is just awesome and G1-esque. But this guy is very, very close to that level of, articulation, of awesomeness. So let's just get into it. Start with his head, which can move up, can kind of move down, but again, for me, that's more straight than down. He does have a pivot side to side, which I always love. Anytime a figure has pivot, especially a Transformer, I think it adds a lot to what you can kind of convey in their, like, the way they're acting and stuff. So, love that. Head, great articulation. Again, left and right. Wish he could look down just a little bit more, but it's not bad for what it is. It is awesome. Arm wise, we have this piece right here that kind of covers his arm, like little armor, that moves up as you move his arm up and slides in under this part of the armor. So it gives you really great range, as you guys can see. Let me move it back so you can see a little better, but yeah, you can see here it goes up a very good amount, comes back down, rotates all the way around. You can close this if you want. He does have upper arm swivel right there, and like I said, I wish it could go up a little bit more, because that's about 90 degrees, which is fine. Maybe a little bit better than 90, but I wish he could go in just a little bit more. Would have been nice, but I'm not complaining. 90-degree elbows is uh, the bare minimum of what I would want. So there is that, and his wrist does rotate all the way around. Doesn't hinge in, though. I wish it did, but that's fine. No real complaints there. He does have waist swivel, though, which I love. Transformer with waist swivel, yes, that is awesome. I do really like that. Obviously, no real ab rotation, though. If you wanted to, you could unhinge him from there and give him kind of a little bit of an ab rotation, make him going up a little bit better. You have to balance it so he doesn't flop backwards, but it does add a little bit. You can see he's more lined up going up instead of if you had that same pose going down, which isn't bad, but I'm just saying, for a little added bonus, if you guys want to do that, that is an option. Leg wise, he can kick all the way forward. He can kick all the way back. A few pieces get in the way, but if you move it outwards, you can see he can basically kick all the way back. He can go outwards a pretty good amount before this tire gets in the way, which if it wasn't in the way, it's still basically the same. So, it's not bad at all. Really good single jointed knee, as you can see there. That is awesome. He does have an upper leg rotation or upper knee rotation. It's like at the knee, it's not that the upper leg, but he has that, which is really good. And he can move his leg up a little bit, back a good amount, and he does have a hinge right here that gives him somewhat of an ankle pivot. And I don't know, I gotta be honest, that's awesome. I have no complaints with this guy at all. Like any actual serious complaints, because I love it. I think, they did a great job with Optimus here. The detail, like I said, looks amazing. The articulation, I don't know how you can really beat that for a Transformer. I mean, having a Transformer that transforms and has a good amount of articulation where he's still fun to pose and can get into intense poses, it's challenging. I'm sure. It can't be that easy, especially when you're on a budget and you got to sell it for 20 to 30 bucks. It's got to be pretty challenging to make it look good, to make it articulate good, and to keep it at the right price point. And this guy nails it right there. He is definitely worth the $30 price tag. Anyways, let's move on with some size comparisons. So really quick, here he is compared to Ratchet and Bumblebee. You can see it is a really good size. Let's start off with Bumblebee here. You can see Bumblebee is a nice bit smaller than him. He's shorter, accurate. He's not as long, which is good. Together, I would call that pretty darn good. That's right. That is actually a really good scale with each other. Ratchet here, if you've seen pictures, Ratchet is actually a pretty big car. He actually is a really nice size compared to Optimus in the movies. And I would call that, again, pretty accurate. The scaling on these figures so far has been really, really well. I have no complaints about it. I'm loving it. And just for a bonus here, let's put in Stinger. You can see here, it's doing a really good job. I can't wait for, I believe, Jazz. I want to say he's coming out at some point, so that's going to be awesome. And yeah, moving on. Here he is compared to the Combiner Wars Voyager class Optimus Prime, which I showed earlier, and you can see, yeah, it is a big difference. This guy is definitely a lot taller. He's a little bit shorter. He's not on the long side, but even transformed, this guy is a lot bigger. But he's also a lot more mix and match between, I would say, real and cartoony, alieny truck, I guess would be the word. While the Optimus Prime here, it looks like the movie. It is very, very nice. Again, this might put some people off because of the size difference, but don't let that stop you from getting this figure. So here he is compared to a Marvel Legends Iron Man, and I want to say he does stand 6.5 inches, so he's only a little bit taller. You can add another half-inch, quarter-inch for the weapons there, though I'm not kind of counting that just because those are kind of detachable. So 6.5 inches, around your average, figure size, not bad. Voyager, a little bit small, but yeah. So here he is compared to Blackout, who can't even really fit on screen. You can see it's a decent enough size difference. Not too big, not, for a leader class, yeah, he is a little bit small, but for a Voyager class, Optimus here is a little bit small. But, together, they look good, they scale good, and I think that's all that really matters in this particular line anyway. And here he is next to the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime. You can see he is like basically, I wouldn't say double the size because that's definitely not it, but he is like a good chunk bigger. He's a lot heftier, but when it comes to articulation, I know for a fact that this Optimus is way more limited than this one. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this Optimus. I've had a lot of fun with this guy. Completely different, one's more based. He looks more like he does in the IDW comic books over here. as opposed to this obviously being from the movie. They both have, their pros and cons, but this one, fun factor wise, I would have to go with the Studio Series one. Don't get me wrong, really love this one. Love that he can combine with the other ones, but just the articulation and detail on the Studio Series is so good. I did dirty mine up here so you can kind of see all the detail and everything popping out a little bit more. And like I said, I really do like it. It's just Studio Series. I like it more. And again, the size difference, two Voyagers staying side by side, kind of hard to tell that they're both supposed to be from the same class, but again, they're scaling these with the other Studio Series figures. These ones are their own thing. So, yeah, other than that, they're cool. Both of them are awesome, and I got nothing else to add here. And just for the heck of it, here he is standing next to the MP10 Optimus Prime, who, although has less articulation than the Studio Series in a few aspects, still my favorite Optimus out of all the ones I own. And yeah, you can see the size difference is a pretty big one. So don't really expect these to fit in with your masterpiece figures. I would assume, I don't have it, but I would assume the masterpiece Optimus from the movie line will definitely probably be a lot bigger than this guy. So yeah. So end of the day, would I recommend this figure? And the answer would be absolutely 100% yes. This is definitely one of my favorite Optimus Primes as of now. I think his articulation is just on point. It is a very aesthetically looking, very good looking figure. I mean, the detail on him, like I said, is amazing. The articulation on him is, for even a regular action figure, very good. The only thing missing would be double jointed elbows, and that would pretty much make him perfect, especially for a Transformer. Obviously, Ab Crunch is something that I don't see them adding to Transformers anytime soon. It would be an awesome add on, but for what it is, for this being a Transformer, I think they did a great job. They knocked it out of the park with this one. Uh, can't complain. Scales well with the other ones. The only thing I could say is maybe the paint color is a little dark compared to what I've seen from the Takara one. That one being a lot brighter. I kind of like it a little bit more, but at the same time, this paint job looks good too. Though again, I wish it was maybe a little bit brighter, but that's just like a little, not even a nitpick. That's just a little kind of maybe either or kind of thing. Otherwise, great figure, two cool accessories, and nothing else to say about it aside from I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, like all that cool stuff, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching,